Hey everybody, today is July 10th. This is the recap of our live morning streaming that is free every morning I'm on, which is pretty much every day that we trade. I usually come on around somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock where I'll start setting up the stocks that we're going to trade. I'll talk about what stocks people might want to trade for the RV strategy later in the day, what stocks people might want to trade for the open strategy usually. And those are both Day Trading Volume 1 and Day Trading Volume 4, books from the Million Dollar Margin Club that we trade here a lot. And so we can pick the stocks and the criterion based on those stocks to trade those strategies. But what we're really trading every day is we're teaching basically how to scalp. So I'll show my style of trading to do that with a goal of making $100 a day to show you. So I will do what is called quarterbacking. I will call the trades out, and then you can or cannot take what I'm going to do. I'm calling out the trades the way I see that I want to take. A distinction there. I am not telling you how to trade. Okay, so you are responsible for your own trades. Remember that. I can't take responsibility for them. I am not a licensed financial advisor, so make sure you read this, pause and read this, and trade carefully. And then, hopefully this strategy that I'm showing every single morning is a large cap consolidation strategy based on historical data, that's Fibonacci levels, as well as historical data based on usually a 5-minute chart. I will draw support and resistance levels, and then I will show how I read those with the various indicators that I use, which is like this one here, the risk oscillator is amazing because it gives the target for each candle based on the last 9 candles, how they moved up or down. So when you go in a trade, it really helps for you. For those of you that watched the recap this morning, I jumped back on after I traded the RV strategy and made sure that we were over 100 on our team here per day. As you know, I broke 100, 115, and then I kept trading, and then I lost a trade but had to go, so I didn't have a chance to make it up. So I went over to AMD right after the RV strategy and did a quick, it was just like literally 2 trades, and I had that, so that was good. And another one indicator that we use to call the trades are, this is the Scalp Pro meter, which is amazing. It's telling you the action inside each candle. I mean, you can't really do without this. See how the volume increased, and it showed you that as it was going up. So telling you like it's stronger, get in the move. The meter goes up, tells you get in the move. Now, and this tells you what to go for, what your goal should be in that move. So you have these types of indicators along with the buy-sell oscillator, which is the red arrows telling you which way it's about to go. See how it went down right after that? Same here. You have the MACD, which is another one telling you to keep going up here. There's the MACD saying to go down. So, these things along with the whole and half dollar lines that are drawn for you, this is where the crowd trades, right? So you want to go along with that, really find out when the crowd's going to trade, which is even in half dollars, even in half dollars. Also, what's on here is the ATR levels and the market magnet, which is an incredibly useful indicator. So these indicators are all available from the Million Dollar Margin Club along with the books. I am their product ambassador. They're my only sponsor. I support them because I believe in them. Okay, that's the bottom line. This is the other one, the market pulse. It's telling you what's going on across the market. This is put on a 15-minute chart so I can see a little bit longer, and this is on a 1-minute chart. You see how it's starting to, a 5-minute chart. You see how it's starting to move. Then the multi-chart alignment. What do people see in a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, a 30-minute, a 1-hour, and 4-hour? In the moment. It also has, it's split up here where I have one here where it has the vertical lines telling you every 5 minutes, like, what are they thinking? This was about to go up as it flipped to the 5-minute. So it's telling you all those people that trade on a 5-minute might have wanted to go up. I mean, it's not right all the time, but all these things. But then you had this volume that just overtook it as it was going down, and you saw everything turn red. So you still have to be quick on your feet, but these indicators give you that extra edge along with the support of the support and resistance lines of the whole and half dollar and the historical data. So that's what you can expect to see me mark out and call out every morning when I come on to trade at market open. Usually I will take a risky trade at the first candle if the price action is correct. I don't highly recommend that for you, and I call that out. But if you feel confident and you lower your share size, might be it's certainly exciting, and you just play that. Often in the books and stuff, it says don't ever trade the 1 minute candle. That's probably sound advice. But anyway, so today we're about to have a recap of what happened. So I'm going to go into that in just a second, guys.
Welcome to Day Trading for Success, where the professor, a former math teacher turned full-time trader and coder, guides beginners on how to trade for a living using proven strategies, breakthrough indicators, and lessons from essential trading books. The professor isn't a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a pro before diving into any strategies or demos you see here. Start smart, practice in a simulator, stick to a solid day trading plan, and don't forget to log every trade. Your profits will start with preparation. Thank you for allowing us to share in your journey. Please remember to subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to receive more of our great content.
Hey guys, welcome back. So what you see here is a frozen screen. That's me up here where I'm putting the arrow, but I'm actually talking to you without a photo. And I'm about to show you the first trade. So at the market open, there wasn't a good trade. All right, we are trading Palantir on July 10th, and it is now just a couple of minutes. That's the second 1 minute candle. This is a 1 minute chart. So you'll see dueling cursors here, so I'm about to take the first trade. So let's get a look at it. So I'm looking to go in right here, and I think I'm talking about going in off the Fibonacci level. So let's see, or if it breaks down, I might go in go long off here. So let's see which way I go. It looks like I'm going to go long as it breaks down here, hit the 9 moving average. There's the VWAP, the 14 moving average, and the 20 moving average is the green. So, I thought I was about to take the trade. I guess I'm in a little soon. So no, I think I'm going to sell the bid now, as you can see. Nope. So I'm waiting to see this price action. And I want to retrace short. Usually that's what I'll do at the open. So now I have a better chance. It hit the fib up there, and I'm going to go in. So at first it hurts me, as you can see. That's my P&L open. So it was 25. Getting ready to get out with a buy the bid as it retraces the action. But I only went in a quarter of my position, 100 shares. So I am ready to add to that position if it continues to go up. But it depends on price action. I might wait a minute. So first trade isn't going as well as I would like, because I really want to take the first 10 or 15 bucks in just a moment and not have this negative come in. So, not the best start, but again, I'm only in a quarter of my position, and that's the strategy that I use. You have to find one that works for you no matter what. Max loss. You should have a max loss per trade and a max loss per day. I usually would have a max loss be per trade a quarter of my max loss per day, and I have a pretty high max loss. So you would want to do what's good for you, what doesn't make you sweaty and shaky, and just follow that rule no matter what. So I'm going to give you guidelines how to trade, but I'm going to trade more sort of the way I might trade bias. So you have to take the way I trade with a grain of salt and bring in your own skill level. But I will call the levels that I see, which should be pretty helpful. I run it at 92% accuracy, okay? So what might get you out of this trade is if you hit your max loss, because as you can see, it went up. And I went ahead and doubled down. I added to half of my share size now, 200, waiting for a retracement. There's no reason why this stock should keep going up. It doesn't mean it won't, of course, but there's no reason why it should. So I'm betting on a retracement, getting my position a little bit better here, and getting ready to get out as this retraces down. Okay, so it's starting to pound down a little bit, and it hit a high right up there. We don't have any other indicators, just a half and whole dollar to help me at this point. Nothing's really coming in. The market magnet's down here. This is where most of the volume happened at the open. And it takes a little while for that to kind of shake out and then start to really come into handy. The market magnet's more of a, between 5 and 10 minute it kicks in after the market's been open. So you can see it's starting to reject, toying with us here. You know, and I had considered going into my full share, which is 400. If it kept going up, I probably would have gone in off of this level. I'm sure I said that on the live trading video. So everybody's holding their breath, and then there you go. So the first trade was $33. So we're getting ready to take the second and the third trade pretty quickly here. I pointed out that the risk oscillator is very handy. You can see how far long to stay in the position. I'm looking to probably go long off this Fibonacci level. So let's see, that's what I'm about to do by the bid down there. It's also, that's the 9 moving average. And then I went in for it. And then there's the VWAP, the 14 moving average, and the 20 moving average. So it's already a winning trade if I wanted to get out. Usually double digits in the price, I'll just get out, and there you go. So the second trade got us up to $50. Now remember, we're going for $100 in the most conservative way that we can. That first trade seemed not too conservative, but to me, I was entering only a quarter of my position, so I was not concerned at any time that this stock would retrace. I totally believed it would retrace. Of course, I could be wrong. I'm lifting my hands as I say that. So anybody can be wrong. But I trust in my accuracy, and that's why I feel confident calling these for other people as well. But again, you're really taking your own trades. Remember that, guys. So I can't be responsible for you. So now we are looking to get in another trade, and I'm pointing out what I might want to go for here. You can see the MACD is the white arrow. That's sending it down, and you also had a buy-sell oscillator send it down, but now you're seeing if it's going to break this 20. So I'm looking to buy as it breaks this level so it would retrace back up, bounce back up. So I'm looking for it to get a little lower than the even dollar. So it went down for a second and then came back up. So you can look at the ask bid here, looking to have it break the 144, be right level with it and spring up, feeling confident that it will come back up if I get in low enough down here. But it started to come back up, so I didn't take the trade yet. There's the buy-sell oscillator and the MACD both saying, nope, you're not going to go up. So those are based on RSI crossovers and EMA crossovers. So you want to pay attention to those because everything is based on some sort of data. So whether it be whole and half dollar lines, Fibonacci levels, historical pivot point data levels, or crossovers. The market magnet with all this volume showing up here that has just happened based on the volume profile but tweaked is telling you that it's going to go up by having, and I'm pointing it out on the video too, there the magnet just pulled up. So that's usually a springboard, but we got to watch it close. Usually is not always. So everything comes into play because the buy-sell oscillator was sending it down. So I recommend getting these indicators, but it's up to you guys. So we're looking for, again, for this to come back down. I thought that I was closer to when I took the trade, but it's good to have the data here. You can see buyers were weakening here, but now volume's starting to go up. So, and then inside you can see how strong it is in the actual candle. I'm going to sell off that either the 50 cent. It went all the way up. So I went ahead and got in right at the 2 cents below that historical data, which is really, you can see that's intraday. So that's not too well, shouldn't be too well respected, but I'm just getting a trade off that went above I already made the trade. I didn't even see that happen. So that was a successful trade there. So let's stop this recording and move to the next trade. Okay, so I'm about to take the next trade, and I want to point out that this channeling here, which is a lot how the RV strategy calls out to look for these support and resistance and channels. So even if that channel, that top of that resistance level isn't respected, you do have the half dollar here. And one of the reasons I talk about entering partial positions, that if you're wrong, you have another opportunity to go off a whole dollar, which is always stronger of a resistance going up than a half dollar. So we've got this as just sort of another buffer. So when you look at this between the fib here, this is just a fantastic place to go long and short, or just wait for long if you're trading an IRA or you're not, able to do that. You could do that, and then again, you have the same thing. You have a fail-safe down here if you're going long. If it drops off, you have the half dollar, and then you have another historical data level here. So you can see, I mean, so you have multiple ways you can play this channel. Now you're always looking for patterns here. So this didn't, almost made a bull flag, but not quite. So you definitely want to do that. This made sort of a better bull flag. That would have been better if that was red. Bull flags are 82% accurate. Get the candlestick pattern playbook. That really will help you. I have a link to that. That's the only book that rates the pattern, so I highly recommend getting that. But I was trying to point out that having this channel, it's just a dream trade scenario for scalping. So I'm about to take the next trade here. Let's see what happens. So you can see I'm going to go off of that level down, and I got in. So I got in at 144.69, a penny above that. The buy sell oscillator and the market magnet already tried to turn it around, and let's see what happens. I'm probably going to, I tried to get out right there actually, but it didn't pick me up. You can see I'm floating down here to get out, and because sometimes it doesn't get picked up, and then you have to reassess, like, okay, do I want to cancel that order? I think I do. And then get back in. Maybe I want to go out market just to make sure I make it, because the longer it doesn't do what I wanted there by taking the way I called the trade properly, but then I couldn't get out of position. Now I'm thinking like, hey, is this really the same spot I want to take profit? So I am assessing that as I hold this trade a little longer, and it's still giving me opportunities the way that it's moving. So I'm not panicked or worried in any way about this yet. But now it goes up, and I go, gosh, I wish it would have picked me up, because now it's hurting this level. So here's the fail-safe I talked about, and I would think about getting in to half my position at this level. Let's see what happens. But instead it starts to drop again, affording me another opportunity to maybe get out at the level I had. So it's back and forth. This is the part where you're patient. You know, if this type of price action is concerning you, you need to lower your share size so that you don't even care about it. You know, like $1 or $2 are moving. You know, not $6 or $10 or $12 or $20. And then your worst case is like $5 or $10. You know, so whatever is in your mind that it would work best for you, you know, that's what you want to think about. So we're moving. I think I'm talking at this time that I don't like the way that the price action is moving above the channel and how tight it is moving, not giving us a lot of opportunities to get out. There's another chance to get out. And that time I did get the trade. So it ended up being a good trade, and I'm assessing whether I'm going to stay in this stock right now or move to a different stock. So we're almost there to our goal. Okay, so here's our next trade, and most likely I'm thinking about going long. I'm pointing out there with that cursor, that's the 20 moving average. This is the 9, this is the 14. It's already broken 2 of these. You have a VWAP for support. You also have the market magnets for support. And the price action is right where it's supposed to be. It's called a magnet because that's most of where the volume has happened for the sales. So that's the volume profile tweaked, and makes it easier to read and easier to call in the moment. When you use this, if you end up getting this from the $1 Million Margin Club, all their indicators are like $24.95. It's usually within 1 or 2 days. You've paid for every one you might want to use, and I think they do have a special over there that not only has this whole layout but every indicator in it. So you should definitely look at their scripts that they have, and they're the ones that sell all the great strategy books that people use. They're called the original Day Trading Volume 1 that teaches you everything about trading and has a large cap strategy in it, so I recommend it. But anyway, I believe that I'm about to go long. I haven't actually looked to see what I do here. I can't remember, but this is clearly, I'm pointing these out like these are supports that you want to go long off of, right? And then we have fail safes because I'm only going in a quarter of my position. Let's see what happens. I'm pointing and talking kind of what I just said with you guys, what I see here. And here we go. We're about to go again, I think. Oh, I was about to press bid, right? And then it moved up. So now you got to wait. This is the waiting game, the patience game. Now it's the other way around. Now I'm looking to sell as it goes up to that same position we had it before. It's making kind of a flat top here. So we want to look at volume to see, is it going to break out? But I'm not that concerned because I'm a quarter of my position and I can add. If it breaks out, I don't think it's going to keep going. I think it's going to retrace again, which is what large caps primarily do. They just consistently retrace back and forth, back and forth. That's why it's so safe to trade a consolidating stock. A lot of traders completely stay away from them. They're looking for momentum stocks. So I tried to get picked up. There it is down there. There it goes. So 144.66. Probably going to want to get out fast of it if I can. So, you know, $8, $10, $12. So there it went. So there I made the trade and I got out. And now we have made the goal and we're good for the day. Now, I do believe I take some additional trades, but I tell people, and I know I go up and then I go down, and I ended up starting this video about what I ended up doing by coming back and making sure. I never was red, but I did push it to try to show people. So I ended up losing some of this. I made like 115, then I went down to, well, I'll just fast forward this a little bit so you can see. Well, but I'll probably be on a different stock, so it won't matter. Yeah. So now I'm on Tesla. So, but, so I made a little, I lost a little, and then I ended up just coming back after I trade the RV strategy, make sure that on our trader view, we were going to make sure we're over $100. So I quickly made 2 quick trades on AMD, and I think it was $94 is what I made, which is right here, $95. Well over 100 now. And it's the same exact strategy I used. So, you know, I'm sure having me call what I see is helpful, but you can learn to see this without me. And most of the traders that trade with me every morning already know. It doesn't hurt to have somebody whispering in your ear like, that's what I see, you know, but you're capable. And once you feel that confidence, then you can slowly increase your share size and make well more than $100 a day. Remember, your max loss is between you and whoever else is you pray to. You know, I have a different way I look at things, so you can't go by my max loss, right? So I have confidence that my trade is going to be accurate in the end, and if for some reason it goes against me, I'll flip into a swing trade mentality and try to get out of that before end of day. I will not hold it past the day, and occasionally it goes wrong, but rarely. So again, but something you guys have to think about. All right, guys, I hope that was enjoyable for you. I'm going to see you guys in the morning if you just watch this. So, you know, let's make more money together, right? Be careful out there and go green.